What a great night for the Eagles last night as they come away with Quinyon Mitchell and A.J. Brown to a long-term extension. But we can't get comfortable because today is the most important day of the draft. Dallas still stinks. Kick Dingbat here, and that's how you run a draft. That's how you run a draft. White rerun. Howie Roseman killed it again last night as the Eagles come away with one of the best drafts last night. No doubt about it. And they didn't have to trade up. They didn't have to trade back. And they come away with my number one target all season in the draft. I could not be happier to have Quinyon Mitchell as a Philadelphia Eagle. But listen, we can't get comfortable yet. We can't. Because today, day two, I'm telling you, might be more important than day one. We have 2 second-round picks, and we need impact players. And that's what this video is going to be about. Getting the right players, who, what, and where. You know what I mean? For who, for what? Like Ricky Waters says. But we've got to get it done. Now, before we start and get into it, I just want to say a quick thanks to everybody who joined the Philly Shakedown podcast live stream last night. It was an absolute blast. I think at one point we had over 6,000 people in the chat. It was crazy. Set all sorts of records. We did a giveaway jersey. We will be streaming again tonight. We will have another giveaway, so look for that. It should be a lot of fun. But thank you everybody who joined us. Now, I just wanted to do this quick video real quick because we got a lot going on today. We got the draft later, but there are a few things I wanted to say before we head into round two, okay? First off, you knew it was going to be a good day when A.J. Brown got the extension. As soon as the Matt Corral jerseys come out, good things happen. Those are the luckiest damn jerseys I've ever seen. And I believe the connection between the Matt Corral jerseys and the Eagles is A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown played at the same school. As soon as you put on that jersey, boom, A.J. Brown signs an extension. Ian Rappaport says this: sources, the Pound Eagles and star wide receiver A.J. Brown agreed to terms on a 3-year extension for $96 million, the highest for any wide receiver in NFL history. He's now under contract through 2029, and his guarantee of $84 million is also the highest. The deal, his third at 27, was done by Tony Danda from Who's the Boss. But anyways, A.J. Brown signed long term, and I'm telling you, the reason this happened, it was Devontae Smith. I truly believe when Devontae Smith took that deal. Now, some people are saying, well, it's because we got rid of Reddick. No, Reddick was already under contract. The reason why this happened was because of the deal the Eagles got with Devontae Smith. That was such a great deal that it opened the door for the Eagles to do this. Do you realize how like improbable, how rare this is, where you're going to get 2 number 1 receivers on second and third contracts, and they're going to be together for a long time? Usually you get these guys, one of their rookie deals runs out, and then one of them has to go. Look at what's going on with San Francisco. Ayuk and Debo, they're trying to trade one of them. The Eagles got both these guys under contract through 2028 with Devontae Smith, 2029 with A.J. Brown. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better combination. And they're complementary. And I'm sorry, Dan Silio, but you got to eat this one, buddy. A.J. Brown's a stud. And when you call him A.J. Owens, truthfully, that just means he's a future Hall of Famer, because Terrell Owens was a Hall of Famer, and I loved having Terrell Owens on the Eagles, as short as it was. Now, A.J. Brown is signed. The Eagles' first top 2 wide receivers are set. And last night, once A.J. Brown signs that extension, you knew it was going to be a good night. And then the draft goes about as crazy as a draft I could remember. I don't ever remember not seeing one defensive player come off to 15? Something like that, which was totally crazy. But it allowed the Eagles to just sit put and wait it out, because There was no need to trade up. Players weren't coming off the board. They didn't trade up. They didn't trade back. First time in a long time. So I really thought everything worked out with the Eagles. And then the question really became, is it going to be Arnold or is it going to be Quinyon Mitchell? Me, as I've said all offseason, Quinyon Mitchell was my number one target. If I had to choose personally, I would choose him. I didn't know that or think the Eagles were even interested in him until the last few days. And then I wasn't even sure that that was real or legit because you don't know what's a smokescreen. But it worked out. They get the best corner in the draft. And I absolutely love this kid. I think he's going to be a hell of a player. Sure, those who are skeptical, those who think he didn't play in, with good competition because he was in Toledo, that's true. There's some legit questions about the competition he played. But when you look at what he did in the Senior Bowl, you look at everything else about him, you look at the fact that all these colleges won, he was going to be the hottest transfer last year. He decided to stay in Toledo. He is very loyal to the team and to the college that he was with. That is a good thing. You want guys that are loyal, like Devontae Smith, because when you get loyal homegrown guys, they do what Devontae Smith did, which allows you to have A.J. Brown. So I love Mitchell's attitude. I love his athleticism. I think he's going to be a stud corner, and I can't wait to watch him develop. So it was a great night, no doubt about it. But listen, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. You know what? There are two things I got to say here. I almost forgot. I don't know how I could forget this. I guess because I was going to do a whole separate video on this, but I'm just going to say it here. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith signed an extension. CeeDee Lamb hasn't been signed yet. The Dallas Cowboys are just sitting there letting the market go up and up and up. The Eagles got both receivers signed, and the Cowboys can't sign nobody. The Cowboys stink, okay? Not only that, they trade out of their spot in the first round, and Cowboy fans are trying to tote this around like a victory. You see Mark Holmes doing his videos now. It's like, we drafted offensive linemen. The Dallas Cowboys are back. We're ready to dominate. You were forced by the NFL to draft. Yesterday was the draft. Today is the second and third round. You are mandated by the NFL to draft. You traded back and tried to give away your draft picks. Your team stinks. Did you see how disgusted future Eagle Micah Parsons was? Did you see how future Eagle Micah Parsons wanted Quinyon Mitchell, one of his favorite players? Every year we take his heart. Every year. And the disgust that Micah Parsons had, the look on his face, it wasn't at the Eagles. It wasn't at what Howie Roseman did. It was at his own team. He wants out. He's got 1 foot out the door headed to Philly. Future Eagle Micah Parsons. You think I'm kidding when I say this? Micah Parsons, his heart's in Philly. He bleeds green, and he will be an Eagle someday. Dallas Cowboys, they're about to go. The bad collapse is coming for the Cowboys, and I love every second of it. Now, I feel better now. I had to get that out. But now, going into today's round 2, we have 2 picks, 50 and 53, right? My thing is this. You didn't trade up to go in the first round to get a guy. I think the trade up has to be now. I think you need to take that 50th pick and come up as high as you possibly can right now in the second round. And you need to take either Cooper Dejean or Edgerring Cooper. Now, I personally don't care which one. You need, position-wise, you need Edgerring Cooper more. So I would be okay with that. But I'm telling you, the fact that Cooper Dejean dropped into the second round, the value right there is tremendous. Can you imagine a scenario where you have Quinyon Mitchell, you have C.J. Gardner-Johnson, you have Cooper Dejean, the flying Frenchman. Cooper Dejean, c'est bon, interception. You know what I'm saying? You get that flying Frenchman out there with those guys. Man, you have a situation where you could build a tremendous secondary. So, to me, Edgerring Cooper and Cooper Dejean are two guys that are not going to last long in this second round. I know a lot of Giant fans are crying about getting Cooper Dejean, and it would be a great pickup for them. But whoever gets him in the second round is getting a tremendous value. I think the Eagles should look to move up. Really, they didn't have to do in the first round. Go up early in the second round and get either Cooper or Cooper Dejean. And the reason I say it, I know we just got a corner, but man, when you have a guy that is as talented and the upside that he has, and you can get him and put him on a young secondary like that, I mean, your secondary is going to become, in 2 years, it's going to be the strongest. That and the wide receiver are going to be the two strongest points of your game. So I think you take advantage of the situation. Now, if you don't want to do that and you want to go Edgerring Cooper, I'm totally good with that. But those two guys are sitting there right now. So I would trade up with one of my second rounds. I would trade up to the 50th. I get the 53rd, and I'd move back. And I'd get more picks. But I think the Eagles need to try to come up and get somebody early. There are a lot of good players on the board. Don't wait. Don't let Howie, if you're listening, which I know you listen, do not let these teams dictate who you're going to pick. Go get the guy. If you think it's Edgerring Cooper, go get him. If you think it's Cooper Dejean, go get him. It also, don't be surprised if the Eagles take an offensive lineman here in the second round early, because there are some really good offensive linemen out there, and I don't know, but when they tried, the reports where they were trying to trade up with the Steelers, I wonder if they were trying to get Fatanu at that point or not. I don't know. We'll never know. But the Eagles got to try to trade up. You got to trade up here with 50. Try to get an early second. Like as soon as this round 2 starts, I'm trading up and I'm taking either Cooper Dejean or Edgerring Cooper. Those are going to be one of my two choices. Now, just because you signed A.J. Brown long term, I think you have to still get another receiver. You need a third wide receiver. Listen, if you want to go out and get Ladd McConkey, if he's there are going to be some good wide receivers in the second round. You could take Dejean or Edgerring Cooper with your first, second, then come back and take a wide receiver. You could go get a Ladd McConkey, who's just, in my opinion, strictly a slot wide receiver, and you put him in there and you're set. I mean, you're set at there. So you're set at wide receiver. So there's a lot of options here. My gut tells me that we've got to watch offensive linemen. I think they're going to take a linebacker, but I think we got to watch offensive linemen in the second round too. There's some guys I'm sure that they like. We've got to see. JPJ is still there, so he's another guy that could be. I'm surprised Dallas didn't take him. Some people were saying there are injury concerns and stuff. Who knows? But the Eagles, they're sitting pretty right now. But tonight we'll be streaming live. It's an important night because you have 2 second-round picks, and I really think that the fact that you did not trade up in the first round, now you have the ability. You have a bunch of 5th-round picks. You have the ability to get up there early in the second round. And then you could always get some of those picks back by trading back with your second-round pick. But don't let Cooper Dejean or Edgerring Cooper sit there and just go to somebody who falls into the lap. Go out there, be aggressive, jump the Giants, and get your man. I will see you guys later on today. With that said, take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's how we vision, baby. We're all just living in it. I love watching Cowboy fans like Mark Holmes make excuses. They try to turn something into some great move. They can't be more desperate for something good to happen. But nothing's good happening. Their owner does not even want to draft. He doesn't even want to draft. He's trying to figure out how to get rid of his draft picks. I truly believe he was forced to take an offensive lineman. And now you got all these people like, oh, we got our offensive tackle. Yeah, put a rookie tackle out there for Dak Prescott next year. That'll be perfect. Let's see what you got. With that said, Denzel Washington out.